CrackingCody's, CrackingCody here, and welcome to my 2014 Academy Award Oscar predictions. Now, I'm going to do, there's 24 categories, and I'm going to do as many as I can. I'm going to cut out some, especially ones I definitely know nothing about, like foreign films, stuff like that, mostly foreign stuff. So, I'm going to get right into this. I'm just going to go accordingly. These are ones... these are my predictions. So, they just released the nominees today. So I'm going to start out. There should be, right over here, I should have all the things listed, like all the nominees listed per category. If I don't, then I'm just doing this for nothing. So, we'll see. So, I'm going to start with Best Picture, which is the biggest one. The nominees this year are American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, Her, Nebraska, Philomena, 12 Years a Slave, and Wolf on Wall Street. There's 9. I have seen all but Philomena. And I'm still gonna predict. So, this one was a tough one for me, but I had to choose Gravity for this one, only because of its monumental size. Like, it was such a big feat. Even though I relate it to All Is Lost because it's mostly focused on Sandra Bullock, how, like, All Is Lost is mostly focused on Robert Redford. I'm kind of surprised All Is Lost was not nominated for this, but because that'd be a nice 10th one. But I'm going to go with Gravity on my Best Picture prediction. I really hope I'm right. My second guess would have been 12 Years a Slave. It won the Golden Globe. I didn't like Gravity the most out of all of these, but I'd have to, if I went by ones I like, I'd probably say Dallas Buyers Club would win, or Captain Phillips, but I think Gravity will win. It just seems the most logical to choose. Okay. Actor in the leading role, this one was also kind of tough. The nominees were Christian Bale, Bruce Dern, Leonardo DiCaprio, Matthew McConaughey, and Chiwetel Ejiofor. He's from 12 Years a Slave. He's the main guy in 12 Years a Slave. But with this one, I went with Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club. He just did so well. Like, I thought they all did really well. But Matthew McConaughey, I think for me, he won the Golden Globe for this too. I think he pulled it off the best out of these 5. And actress in the leading roles between Amy Adams, Kate Blanchett, Sandra Bullock, Judi Dench, and Meryl Streep. And I did not get to see Blue Jasmine, so I'm kind of behind on that one. So Kate Blanchett, I'm sorry, but I couldn't pick you. And in this one, I chose Sandra Bullock. I was close to choosing Judi Dench, but I felt that Sandra Bullock had a little better reaction. I don't know. Philomena was a great movie, but I had to go with Gravity on this one, which is Sandra Bullock. So, okay, now onto the supporting roles. Actor in a supporting role. This was by far the hardest one for me to choose. It came down. Well, all 5 of these I thought did excellent. It came down to Bakad Abdi from Captain Phillips, who was almost my pick. Bradley Cooper from American Hustle, Michael Fassbender, 12 Years a Slave, Jonah Hill, Wolf on Wall Street, and Jared Leto, Dallas Buyers Club. I went with Jared Leto. The moment I saw Dallas Buyers Club, I want to go back to actor in a leading role. Personally, I am very disappointed that Tom Hanks did not get nominated for this. I knew he probably wouldn't win it ever since I saw Dallas Buyers Club. I had my hopes for him for Captain Phillips, and then I saw Matthew McConaughey, and I was like, that was way too good. I'm sorry, Tom Hanks, you couldn't win it. And so I had little hope that maybe for Saving Mr. Banks, he would get nominated for Best Supporting Role as Walt Disney. But he did not. And Jared Leto, I still think, would have beat him. I just think it would have been nice. Jared Leto did so good in that role. Actress in a supporting role, we have Sally Hawkins, Jennifer Lawrence, Lupita Nyong'o from 12 Years a Slave, Julia Roberts, and June Squibb from Nebraska. And I went with Lupita Nyong'o from 12 Years a Slave. That movie was just so emotionally, it had such a toll. It was just so powerful, and I think that she helped that movie a lot. It was such a great movie without, but she added that extra dimension to the movie, I think. Okay, Best Animated Feature Film. I actually only saw 3 of these. 2 of them I never heard of, which, once again, kind of counts against it for me. But I picked Frozen out of the 5. Of course, here's the nominees, so if they are here. If not, oh well, you don't know the other 4. But yeah, I went with Frozen for this one. These ones are smaller, so I'm going to spend less time on. In terms of cinematography, it was down between The Grandmaster, Gravity, Inside Llewyn Davis, Nebraska, and Prisoners. I almost picked Prisoners. It was filmed really, really well. Personally, I think Gravity will probably win this, but I'm picking Inside Llewyn Davis because it seemed to me like it and Nebraska seem to have the most unique style for some reason, and so I went with those. Costume design, which is a smaller one. I'm not going to read these all out. I'm just going to say I went with The Great Gatsby on this one. Out of them, American Hustle and 12 Years a Slave were pretty close in this one, but to me, costume design is not a huge deal. But I went with Great Gatsby because I felt like it. I don't know. There's something about it that was like, it looked really, really well. I don't know. I liked it. Best Director, Best Directing, was down between David O. Russell for American Hustle, Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity, which I almost picked, Alexander Payne for Nebraska, Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave, I also almost picked, and Martin Scorsese for The Wolf on Wall Street. And I went with Wolf on Wall Street on this one. Great. I'll leave it at that. I'm going to skip documentary feature because I didn't see any of them. I'm going to skip documentary short subject, foreign language film, because I haven't seen those. Best film editing. Here's the nominees. I went with Captain Phillips on it. Christopher Roos did that film editing. Or he's credited for it. It was... there was just something about it. I'll leave it at that. It was really good, though. I liked it. Makeup and hairstyling. There were only 3 nominees, and 2 of them kind of surprised me. There was The Lone Ranger, Bad Grandpa, and then Dallas Buyers Club. And I went with Dallas Buyers Club because of the Matthew McConaughey and Jared Leto lost a lot of weight to do those roles, and they just looked so sick, and they did such a good job making them seem so sick. I didn't really see much makeup in The Lone Ranger, if I remember. I didn't see The Lone Ranger, so. Best Music Original Score. But it wasn't much of a tough one for me, actually. I went with Saving Mr. Banks because the music in that movie was all either from the original Mary Poppins or altered versions of it, or there were some really good new songs in it. That's the whole point. But, I mean, that movie's about Mary Poppins, so I mean, what else do you expect from that? Music, in terms of original song, I did not see Alone Yet Alone, which was one of the 5 nominees. But I went with Ordinary Love by U2 from Mandela. Mandela was such a great film, and I really wish, I liked it at least, I really wish that Idris Elba got nominated for some kind of acting thing because I think he portrayed Mandela really, really, really well. I think that was the one thing the movie had going for it. In terms of, that's the only thing it's nominated for is that song, and I like the song. It's a nice, catchy song. Production design, I'm gonna go through some of these really fast. Production design, I went with Gravity. Here's the nominees. I don't know any short film, live action or animated. I didn't see any short film. Sound editing, I'm gonna have to go with All Is Lost out of all of these. I know Gravity did a really good job, but the thing about Now, it was a little muffled. It was just like muffled sounds. But All Is Lost, there was something about it. No, I don't know. I felt like the sound editing was really, really good in that compared to some of these others. Lone Survivor also had some pretty good sound editing, but I still had to stick with All Is Lost. Sound mixing, I went with The Hobbit. Fantasy film just had all these others kind of blown out, because Lone Survivor, there's gunshots inside Llewyn Davis, there's guitar playing, and Gravity, there's space stuff. Captain Phillips was more gunshots, but The Hobbit had a lot of different stuff. It probably won't win, but that's just kind of what I have my money on. Visual effects, I'm pretty sure Gravity's gonna win it, but I went with Star Trek Into Darkness because Gravity looked beautiful. It looked so good. But Star Trek Into Darkness had a lot of those wow moments, like, I'm kind of surprised they can do that with the visual effects. That's just why. Writing adapted screenplay, I also went with Captain Phillips. I remember when the Captain Phillips thing was happening. Of course, 12 Years a Slave actually happened, Wolf on Wall Street happened, Philomena and Before Midnight are both true stories. But Captain Phillips, I remember when it happened, so I remember seeing the situation, and I saw the movie, and I remember it just all came to me vividly, and I felt like the writing was really good. It happened, so it was very well documented. And then writing original screenplay, so new movie. I was between American Hustle, Blue Jasmine, Dallas Buyers Clubs, Nebraska, or Her. Dallas Buyers Club was based on true stories, so I'm a little confused as to why it's in this category. American Hustle is also based on a true story. Now, something just like little parts of it happened. But I went with Her, because it was something I haven't seen before. It was a nice love story. Spec Jones wrote it. Her was, I thought, I liked Her. It's something interesting. It interested me. But yeah, those are my Oscar predictions. I probably won't win much of them. We'll see. I don't have too high hopes on my predictions, but it'd be cool if some of these won. Like I said before, I was always rooting for Tom Hanks to get some. I'm really surprised that Robert Redford and Tom Hanks did not actually get nominated. But the 5 that did get nominated, they definitely deserved it. So, predict your own winners and challenge your friends. That's what I'm gonna show you. So yeah, thank you for watching. There's probably gonna be a lot of links throughout this. Go watch the Oscars. Oh, when are the Oscars? I should probably look that up. March 2nd. March 2nd, 2014. So go watch them. I hope I'm right. But yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And hopefully some of your favorite movies win.